This video is about to get very surgical, so stay with me. But man, Kendrick Lamar just concluded his Super Bowl halftime press conference. Basically his first interview in a long time. And so many things about this interview just reminded me why we love Kendrick Lamar. A lot of people say like, oh, they're usually pop fans that say this, but y'all gas him and all this. No, man. It's way deeper than that, bro. And this interview displayed that in so many different ways. And that's why I want to take the time to go over the interview and talk about some of these talking points. And before I do that, though, let's do this real quick. Can we talk about Nadeska real quick, bro? Nadeska started out with Joe Budden and DJ Academics. And as a journalist, I think she exceeds both of them. And first of all, DJ Academics should never in life be considered a journalist, first of all. But as a journalist, she's the one that's very true to the craft. The questions that she was asking, it's just like, bro, this is what real journalism looks like. This is what real hip hop journalism should look like. Okay, like she kept it clean and introspective and helped us deep dive into it. It was beautiful. And I just want to give her props. I want to give her credit. And I hope everybody shows the proper love that Nadeska is owed for the masterclass of an interview that she displayed. And shout out Ebro as well. He surprised me. But man, Nadeska, you did an amazing job. Now, let's get to the interview. One of my favorite questions in the entire interview was Nadeska asking Kendrick Lamar, what do you believe the role of an artist is supposed to be? Yo, first of all, amazing question. Amazing question. But let's go to Kendrick Lamar's answer.
Express myself and express things that people can necessarily say on the daily and for them to actually relate to. And come from the most vulnerable place where people can actually feel it. I think that is, for me, that's the role for me as an artist. I don't give a fuck what place it comes from. I could be the most angry person on the record. You gonna feel that shit that day if you woke up and you felt that. You wanna smile, you gonna feel it because I'm gonna make sure I'm present that particular time in the studio, in the booth, that I feel happy and I feel energized.
When you listen to Kendrick Lamar speak a lot throughout this interview, you hear that when he's creating this music, a lot of the times he's thinking about the consumer in a compassionate way. And you can really sense this through his music, like the level of compassion and empathy that he's putting through his music. Not only that, but because he's willing to be like, if I'm feeling frustrated, you're going to feel it. If I'm feeling happy, you're going to feel it. If I'm feeling whatever, you're going to feel it. It's displaying the different sides of humanity that we need to be more comfortable with as humans. And when I listen to an album like Damn, that was pretty much the biggest example of that. You know what I'm saying? Like it was things, the song names, lust, pride, feel, all these different emotions that humans go through that we might shun ourselves and think that it makes us lesser, or it makes us like we're broken if we feel those things. Or like if we feel pride or ego, or we feel guilt or shame or whatever, that all of a sudden we're broken and all of a sudden we're smaller. When reality, this is the human experience. And I think Kendrick Lamar is a great representation through his music of what the authentic human experience feels like, especially watching him go from Good Kid till now and all the growth that he's made. To still be at this level of recognizing his humanity, being humble, and still pushing that compassion out to his consumers. That's one of the reasons we love Kendrick Lamar. Let's go to the next thing. Another incredible question that Nadeska asked was she wanted to know what mindset Kendrick Lamar goes to when he makes songs like Reincarnated. And bro, that is journalism. Reincarnated is one of the most incredible hip hop songs we've heard in a long time. I predict he's going to get a Grammy. To really ask about that and put the art form at the forefront of what you're trying to get out of this interview, impeccable.
Most meanest, aggressive individuals, but they can't even look you in the eye and express themselves the way they want to. So they resort to other things. And when I think about that, and I know that I have the tools necessary to communicate myself properly and effectively, right, I got to do it for them. I got to make records like Reincarnated. I got to make records like Man in the Garden. I have to, because they feel that way, but they cannot project it.
Exactly.
And when they hear somebody actually giving them affirmations.
Once again, the compassion to put that at the forefront of why you're creating the song is what makes Kendrick Lamar special. What makes people like Tupac special is that the compassion and the empathy. How many uncles, especially if you're black, how many of our uncles, how many of our fathers, how many of our brothers, how many people do we know who can't articulate themselves because there's too much pride, because there's too much ego, because they've been shunned as children to not express their emotions. When they failed, they were told to get up and brush it off. When they cried, they were told to stop crying, you're a boy. And how that manifests in reacting to things in a different way. Now we're being violent. Now we're being angry. You know what I'm saying? Prideful. Now we want to harm people. Now, because there's got to be a way for these emotions to come up. So for Kendrick Lamar to create songs like Man at the Garden and Reincarnated, etc., and be the person, be the voice for them so they can understand how they feel more is incredible. And especially for the black men in our community, for black people in general, but for the black men in our community, we need that. We need that. And for men in general, because I think men in general struggle with this, you know what I'm saying? And for Kendrick Lamar to take the responsibility and be like, I know how to do it, so I got to speak for them so they have a better understanding of this, is another reason we love Kendrick Lamar. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to the next thing.
37 years old, and I still feel like I'm elevating. I'm still on the journey, though, you know? And I want that energy to, you know, ooze out to the television and to the people that's in that business.
Another reason we love Kendrick Lamar is because he's constantly inspiring evolution. Think about how many people you know who are in their 30s, maybe in their 40s and 50s, and believe that there's nothing else out there for them. No evolution, no relationships, no new experiences, no nothing. They just think they're too old to do anything. I think with Kendrick Lamar, from Good Kid till now, we've constantly seen Kendrick Lamar find new concepts, new ideas, new inspirations, new things that continues his growth and evolution as a human being, positive or negative. And to see that inspiration, it inspires you to want to keep evolving and keep growing in your own authentic way as well. And this is what music and art should do. It should inspire the evolution of being a human, because that's why we're here. We're here to evolve emotionally, spiritually, mentally, every single way. And Kendrick Lamar is constantly inspiring that in his music. And that's not something we see a lot in hip hop. A lot of hip hop is inspiring stagnancy and worldly views and worldly inspirations and worldly wants. So we really appreciate Kendrick Lamar for, even at being at the top of the game, he's still keeping this at the forefront. This Kendrick Lamar interview had me thinking about one thing a lot, and that's presence. Being present in the moment, being present in what you're experiencing, and being in the now. Not being caught up in the past or being caught up in the future, but taking advantage of what your body, your mind, your spirit is presenting to you now. Creatively, emotionally, like being able to express to the people you love. Like, the power of presence is extremely important. And that's been something that Kendrick Lamar has been talking about and has been practicing as he's gone on. We know this because Eckhart Tolle, who was very involved in the Mr. Morale and Big Steppers album, has a book called The Power of Now, which is basically talking about how to use this moment to your advantage and how you're at your most powerful when you're in this moment. You leak power away when you go to the past or when you go to the future. Your most powerful of who you are and your most authentic of who you are is who you decide to show up as. Or who you show up as in this moment right now. And I usually like to keep my videos under 10 minutes. So I'm going to leave y'all with one more message that Kendrick Lamar sent about hip hop. And we're going to get out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for showing love to my channel. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all take care and watch this last clip.
I just think about the culture, really. It's always that for me first. I'm not even bullshitting with you. It's like, when people talk about rap, man, the conversations I hear, they think it's just rapping. It's not an actual art form. So when you put records like that at the forefront, it reminds people that this is more than just something that came 50 years ago. They forget that it's even been there 50 years, right? And kind of belittle it. So I love to see that it gets that type of recognition for just straight